Can you believe what just happened? Another tragic plane crash. On June 12, 2025, Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, took off from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad and didn't even stay in the air for 60 seconds. It was supposed to be a routine flight. But less than a minute after takeoff, the aircraft plunged into a densely populated area near BJ Medical College, bursting into flames. What could bring down a jet like this so fast, so violently? And how did one man against all odds walk away from it alive? This is the true story of Air India Flight 171. Flight 171 was scheduled to depart at 11:10 a.m. local time. Delays pushed the takeoff to 1:38 p.m. On board were 189 passengers, all expecting a smooth ride to Dubai. The aircraft? A Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, one of the most technologically advanced jets in commercial aviation. But shortly after liftoff, something went horribly wrong. You see the plane lifting off the runway, and then within moments it begins to descend again, losing altitude rapidly. Seconds later, a massive fireball engulfs the frame. Screams echo, sirens wail, and chaos erupts on the ground. At first, the world only had grainy video, a screen recording of the footage showing the final moments. But then, the original files surfaced. In that original version, there was a strange noise, something haunting, a high-pitched whine, like a drone. That sound? It's called the Ram Air Turbine. It only deploys in emergency situations, when the aircraft loses main power, both engines, or critical hydraulic systems. In short, when all else fails, the RAT provides just enough backup power to give pilots a fighting chance. Its presence in the video told investigators one thing: Flight 171 had lost power catastrophically. According to Flight Radar 24, Flight 171 reached just 625 feet above the ground before it began to fall. At that point, the pilots had already issued a mayday call. There was no smoke, no visible fire, no tilt to indicate a stall. But something crucial was missing. Thrust. It's as if the plane just couldn't hold itself in the sky. Then the crash, a devastating impact near BJ Medical College. It tore through buildings, cars, and lives. Flames spread across the neighborhood. Emergency crews flooded the scene. Debris rained down. The tail of the aircraft landed on the rooftop of a building. Wheels smashed into classrooms. Smoke choked the sky. But then, miraculously, someone moved. His name is Ramesh Vishwashkumar, a 45-year-old passenger seated in 11A, the last row of the business class section. Ramesh had boarded Flight 171, just like everyone else, expecting a regular business trip. But moments after the crash, he found himself buried in smoke and wreckage. According to eyewitnesses and emergency responders, Ramesh wasn't thrown free. He didn't jump out midair. Instead, as the plane fractured upon impact, ripping apart from the underbelly and sides, an opening appeared near his row. Ramesh crawled through that twisted metal, cut and burned, but alive. Rescuers pulled him from the flames minutes before part of the wreckage exploded again. He was later shown in the hospital, bandaged, dazed, but conscious. His boarding pass, still in his pocket. Seat 11A. How he survived, no one can truly explain. Was it physics? Luck? Divine intervention? Whatever it was, it made him the lone survivor of Air India Flight 171. In the aftermath, India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, launched an immediate investigation. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, joined in, alongside Boeing representatives. Initial findings focused on three possibilities: engine failure or flameout, electrical system malfunction, pilot command or miscommunication, but all signs so far point to power failure. Some passengers from earlier flights on that same aircraft claimed the cabin had been hot, with no air conditioning, a sign, perhaps, of electrical issues already in play. If the engines lost power and the RAT deployed, the plane may have been flying purely on emergency backup. Not enough for climb, not enough to return. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner has been touted as one of the safest aircraft in commercial aviation. Could Flight 171 mark another chapter in Boeing's ongoing saga of quality control issues? As investigations unfold, aviation authorities around the world will be watching closely. In Ahmedabad, the crash site remains a scene of heartbreak. Families who lived in the buildings struck by Flight 171 have lost everything. School children who were in class nearby still carry trauma. And those who lost loved one have only grief. Air India has pledged full compensation, and the Indian government has declared a national day of mourning. Meanwhile, Ramesh Vishwaskumar, the miracle man of Seat 11A, says he has no memory of the actual crash. Just flashes, panic, darkness, fire. And then a voice calling out to him in the smoke. So what really happened to Air India Flight 171? Was it a design flaw? Maintenance oversight? Sabotage? Or something else entirely? We don't have all the answers yet. But what we do know is this: a fully functional Boeing 787 shouldn't fall out of the sky like this. And whatever caused it, we must understand it to prevent the next one. If you found this video insightful, help us bring aviation accountability to more people. Like this video, leave your thoughts or theories in the comments, subscribe for more true stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.